everybody, and welcome to the channel, Crossing the Spiritual Streams. For those of you who are subscribed members, thank you for coming back and checking out another video. And for those of you who are not subscribed, after you watch your reading, I'd like to invite you to consider subscribing. It is free to do so, and you can be notified of future videos by hitting the bell icon when you do that. Also, I would love to say thank you for all of you guys who have been sharing a link to the channel on your social media accounts. It's working. We're picking up new subscribers every week. And also those of you who leave comments and the like button on the videos and those things, all things are working really well. And we really appreciate that. And I just wanted to kind of say at the top here just how much that's wonderful when you guys do that. Today we're going to do a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading on what is blocking you from achieving your goals, or what you would like to achieve, or what you would like to manifest into your life. We're going to take a look. The cards are going to let us get an idea here of what kinds of things might be hindering you in that area, or might get some advice on how to overcome some of those things and make you move on and be able to get on with the things that you would like to do. Okay, so if you're unfamiliar with pick-a-pile readings, basically how they work is we have three different piles here. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And you go through with your gut instinct and figure out which one is pulling you in the most. Basically, I almost like to visualize it as a gut feeling between your navel and the cards. Almost like that's the one that's tugging on you and pulling you towards it. And whichever pile that is, that's the one you should watch. It is possible for some people to be pulled to more than one pile. And if that's the case, it's okay to watch more than one. All that means is there could be messages in more than one pile for you. There could be blockages in more than one that pertain to you, or things that you need to deal with. This is a general reading, so not everything said in each reading will apply to every single person that watches it. So be mindful of that. If it resonates with you and makes sense with you, then you know, go with it. If it's something that makes no sense at all and it just does not it doesn't resonate with you at all, then that message probably wasn't for you specifically in that pile. So I just kind of wanted to give that little caveat for those of you who watch these. Okay, so we have pile 1 here. I kind of put just some different stones and symbols with each one to kind of help you maybe have something to focus on, or something to help you pull towards whatever pile you want to look at. So the first one here has a blue stone with a lighthouse. The second one here has kind of a pink colored stone with an anchor. And then the third one here has the green stone with the ship. Okay, I kind of picked a nautical theme for this one, mostly because of the symbols I was seeing. I was thinking of like lighthouse lighting the way. I was thinking of things like anchors, you know, things holding you back and holding you down. And I was thinking of ships, like your ship coming in and all. So these were kind of symbols of blockages, lighting the way against the blockages, and, you know, things coming in that you wanted to see. So that was kind of the symbols that I was seeing in these. So that's kind of why I picked those. I know they seemed kind of random for some of you guys, so that's kind of why I explained that. That's not to say that a pile, you know, they should all let you know what blockages are keeping you from achieving your goals, and give some advice on how maybe to achieve what you would like. Excuse me, and that kind of thing. So it's not like each pile has a specific meaning like that. They should all do the same thing. It's just that these were the symbols that kind of drew me towards that. So that's why we picked those. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to give you some time to kind of reflect on these piles. There will be timestamps listed in the description, so when you're ready to go to your specific pile, you can click on that timestamp or go to that particular frame in the videos, and then you can see your reading, and we'll see you there. Hello, Pile 1, and welcome to your reading. You guys are the ones that chose the blue stone with the lighthouse. And so we're going to look at our tarot cards. I am going to do something slightly different. I'm going to use a different deck than what I've used before. It's called the Gypsy fortune telling deck. I was going to do a 3-card spread, and then I was going to do the tarot cards around it and all, just to kind of see what I could see. I was drawn to this deck today for, I'm not sure what reason, but I just really felt like I needed to do it. I'm going to be shuffling these on camera, mostly because I wanted to be able to use every card for every reading, so I didn't want to pull them out in advance. So bear with me while I shuffle and do these. I don't normally do that because it does take so much time, but some people actually like to see the shuffling, so hopefully you're one of those people and it won't be so bad for you to watch that. Now, I actually get feelings on cards as I go through, so I don't pick the ones that come out on top necessarily. I pick the ones that I'm drawn to that kind of sort of come out of the deck here. So I'm going to do our 3-card spread here. Now remember, this reading is on what is blocking you from achieving your goals, your dreams, what you'd like to manifest, from getting the things you want in your life. So this reading is specifically on that. Wrong card. There we go. Okay. All right. So first of all, what we have with these 3 is we have the Queen of Spades, we have the 4 of Clubs, and then the 3 of Spades. Okay, the spades represent the swords normally in the tarot deck, and the clubs represent the wands. So we will be looking at these in more detail here in a moment, but let's see what else, other cards we have here. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the 3 of Swords again. That's interesting. We have the Queen of Wands. I'm trying to make it so we can see all these cards here. Okay, we have the 2 of Swords. Okay. We have the World card. Okay. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And then the Moon. All right. I do have a couple of things I kind of felt just by looking at the cards originally, and we will look at those, but I kind of want to read to you what's on each one of these cards first, and we'll go from there. Okay, first of all, we have the Queen of Spades. It's number 42. If that number resonates with you in any way, if you've been seeing that a lot, if it's something that kind of struck you when you saw the number, I would look up angel number 42 on the internet and find out specifically that meaning for that particular number, to see if there's any other specific messages that might be out there for you. So if you feel compelled to do that, I would do that. But it says armor is a sign that someone is looking at you with great love and longing. Okay, it's interesting. Okay, we have number 4 of Clubs, and it's the number 4. Once again, I'll say that about all the numbers here on these cards. The number 42, 4, and 10 are ones that you should look up if they resonate with you in any way. The key nearby is certain augury of a success, but if surrounded by unlucky cards, the prognostication is illness. Okay, these sometimes are cryptic meanings because they're meant to do a whole spread with them, and sometimes the cards nearby will affect the card that's in here. But in this case, because I'm using tarot cards as well, I'm using these as kind of a guide to help me with the tarot cards. So that won't necessarily make sense for the reading. Okay, we've got the 3 of Spades, and it's the number 10 card. The pig, whether near or far, is an omen of phenomenal luck and great abundance, high honors, and ambition attained. Interesting. So pigs is something good a good symbol for you to see. So if you're seeing lots of pigs, or if pigs come up in the near future quite a bit, it might help lead you in the right direction. So that might be something to think about there together. We also have the moon card over here, which is the moon is all about emotions. It's all about karma, things like that. So it's kind of interesting. When I see the moon card in any kind of tarot situation, I think of 2 and 3 different things. First of all, I think of emotions. I think of our feelings about things. I think of relationships and being emotional about stuff. And then I also think of high intuition and being kind of very in tune with your intuition, or having very highly developed intuition. It's This card is very interesting. It's a very mysterious card. Moon cards are very mysterious in their meanings as well, because the moon is a very powerful entity. Very mysterious, kind of hidden unknowns. It comes out at night. It's when we can see it the easiest, and and so that's kind of the mystery involved with it. But it also shines very, very bright. And in a lot of meanings, like in astrology, for instance, the moon deals with home and family and things like that, and symbolizes the mother energy, but it also relates to our fame and fortune and our relations with other people in that regard, like how people see us in the public eye. So it's kind of like this hidden, mysterious thing, but then it's also this, out there, blown up kind of thing. And so it almost has like double meanings in a lot of ways. Okay, but when I see it with these other cards, it's interesting how this card specifically said armor is a sign that someone is holding you with great affection and longing. Somebody is longing to be with you. But armor, amour is a sign. But I read it as armor, which was really weird because it says amour, which means love. But I read it as armor, and I'm going to tell you why. I feel like with the 2 Three of Swords cards here, oftentimes the 3 of Swords cards represent some sort of heartache, some sort of loss, and, feeling betrayal, feeling hurt, and that kind of thing. Oftentimes the 3 of Spades will, and the 3 of Swords will indicate that. And so kind of what I was kind of getting with the moon and some of these other cards here is I feel like one of the biggest blockages you have is you've been hurt very deeply in the past, either by somebody you love dearly, and this could be romantic love, this could be a parent or a sibling or something like that as well. But it was somebody you loved and they hurt you greatly. They either left, or they betrayed you in some way, or some other thing like that. And because of that feeling, because of that, the way they've left you, okay, the feeling of chaos, the feeling of things being out of control. You notice how on this card, the swords are crossing through the hat, the wind's blowing, it's lightning outside, papers are scattering everything, everything's kind of running amok here. And that's kind of the way they kind of left you feeling, was kind of scattered and feeling shattered in some way, and feeling very vulnerable, and like things were not going very well. And because of that feeling, and this could actually be very deep seated, this could be something that happened quite a long time ago. It doesn't have to be recent. Matter of fact, I think for most of you, it is not a recent event. But because of this feeling, and because of the way they made you feel, because of the way they left you, and I do feel like this has something to do with home life. So I think for a lot of you guys, this might actually be a parental energy more so than a love interest. Although it could be a very early love interest, like one when you were still living at home, like maybe, somebody in your teenage years or something like that, or first love, or something like that. I do get a home feeling here a little bit. And I do think a lot of you guys long to have a really good, stable home environment and have that kind of thing, but you don't feel like, I get the feeling that you guys don't feel like you deserve it, that they've left you feeling hollow in such a way that it's hard for you to reach that goal and that dream, because you don't feel like it would work out, and you don't feel worthy of it. The Queen of Spades, to me, when I saw her, I think of a very tough cookie when I think of the Queen of Spades. She's very almost harsh in a way, or can be. I mean, she's very honest, and she's principled and that kind of thing, but I also see her as being very hard-nosed, very strict, very I think that's why I saw the word armor. I think of her as being somebody who would be wearing armor, that she would be very well protected, that she would be very tough, very strong. She would almost have a natural armor to herself to be able to protect herself from things. And that's kind of the energy I'm getting here, is that you guys feel like you need to protect yourself. And because of that, you don't let your desires flow. You don't let yourself see yourself as being able to get the things that you want. It's interesting how above these cards, we do have the Knight of Pentacles, which to me is abundance. It's especially new abundance, like exciting new things, great things. He's the Pentacles is an earthly thing, a very earthly kind of person. So you also see the Knight as being, he's somebody who's very steady. He's kind of rock hard. He's solid. And that's the kind of thing you can get in your life, and kind of thing you kind of want as well. And that's interesting that showed up above the Three of Spades here, this particular Three of Spades, because this card also has on it the number 10, which portends completion of energies. It portends kind of the final goal, obtaining the things that you want. And with him kind of being above that, and also with the card talking about a lucky symbol, and getting abundance and things like that, with the pig symbol, it's interesting that the two are together here, because I think that kind of goes along with that you don't have to stay in the chaotic energy of the Three of Swords here, that you can move forward and believe that you can obtain the things that you want. You can get the things that mean something to you by just, and you can still be your rock. You can still have that. Like I said, the Knight of Pentacles is a very steady kind of energy. He's very stoic. He's very sensible. He's studious. He plans things, but he's also he's very grounded. But he's also a dreamer. He's also somebody who's willing. He's still young enough that he's willing to go out and believe that he can have the things that he wants. He's still willing to do that. And so I hook these two together in such a way to show you that you can have the things that you want in life and still be cautious, still be grounded, still be steady. And that was kind of the energy I got there. Also, the other energy I got here with the World card and the Four of Clubs, it was interesting how the Four has two fours, which fours are a grounding, stabilizing energy. If you have four pillars or four legs, all around, you're going to be very stable. You're not going to fall over very easily. You're going to be whatever. Also, the four indicates the home life we were talking about earlier with the moon. It indicates that grounding. And with the World card being up above it, and with the key being on the card, I see that as by being grounded, by being solid, you can achieve it. So it's really weird. You guys have a blockage in that you are holding up an armor to yourself. You're being really strict with yourself. You're doing those things, and that is actually a good thing too. So even though it's what's blocking you from achieving what you would like to have, it's also one of the things that will help you achieve it as well. So what you guys need to do is be able to channel that steadiness, that sturdiness that you have, that earthiness to you, that when people are born under earth signs, they're usually very practical, they're very pragmatic, they like I said, they're rock hard, they're steady, they have that kind of energy to them, like the Knight of Pentacles or whatever. And so I do feel like you guys have that energy going for you, and you can utilize it to your advantage. So even though it is something that's kind of blocking you at the moment because it's keeping you from being able to go forward, it's also something that you can draw on to be able to achieve the things that you've been wanting in your life and trying to get. Okay, now you guys also have the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords. Okay, and what's great about these energies and where they're at is that the Queen of Wands, she's a very passionate person. She's almost the opposite of the Queen of Swords in a lot of ways, in that Wands represents fire, spirit, passion, energy, impulsiveness, where the Swords energy is more of knowledge, power, being independent and objective and those kind of things. More of a solid thing where the Wands is more passionate. It's more going out and reaching for your passionate things. And I find it interesting that they're above each other, because what that shows me is that if you are willing to show your more passionate side, your creativity side, your energies like that, your impulsive energies, if you're willing to not be quite so protective, quite so stoic, quite so I'm trying to think of the right word, solid, I guess. If you're willing to not have that armor up, that and just bring it down just a shade, just a hair, I think that will help you obtain the kind of things that you would like to have. I think that's your ability here. We also have the Knight of Swords, and it's interesting that he's above the Moon card, because like I said, the Swords energy is very much that that solid energy, that protective energy and all that. You notice how the Knight's always willing You know, he's always charging. The Knight of Swords is always charging. He's always going out there. And, you know, he's very assertive. He's very daring, and he's ambitious, and he's focused, and he has all that energy. And that's where I was saying earlier that the energy that you have here of being steady and being focused and having that thing can help you achieve your goals that you want. And the Knight of Swords shows that as well. You just have to kind of make that quality work for you rather than against you. And so what I'm getting here is that don't let fears and worries and fear of the unknown, for sure. I see with the Two of Swords here, you guys are, you have two paths you can follow. You can go along and be safe and do exactly what you know will work and stay in your cocoon and not quite reach your goals and not quite be happy and obtain the kinds of things that you want to achieve, because you're going to protect yourself, you're going to go with what works, you're going to stay safe and comfortable and where you feel protected. Okay, that's one path. The other path is to take that strength that you've been able to develop, and instead of using it to hold yourself back and protect yourself from that point of view, you can use it to go forward and take that chance on the unknown. Because that is where you have been unwilling to go forward and take any kind of chances. You're afraid of the outcome, you're afraid of failure, you're afraid of not getting the recognition, or that it will all fall apart like things have in the past. I get the feeling that some of you guys were told things like, okay, I'm going to give you some examples of some things that may have been said to you. Won't necessarily be the exact wording maybe, but it's going to be the kinds of things that I think a lot of you guys experienced. You never do anything right. Everything you touch falls apart. You have really stupid ideas that never work out. Stay on the safe side because taking a chance will just hurt you. Or some of you guys might have been sheltered and protected in such a way that you weren't allowed to take chances because somebody wanted to keep you safe. And so it was like, well, you can't ride that roller coaster because you might get hurt. You can't learn to ride a bicycle. You might get hurt. Can't go out with your friends this weekend because you might be under bad influences. Okay, those are the kinds of things that may have been said to you at one point or another that made you feel like your goals were unobtainable. You weren't worthy of getting the things that you want, or that it wasn't possible for you to achieve them. Or you were said to things that made you feel like you needed to be protected in some way because the world was out to get you or hurt you in some way. And by that feeling, you felt like you needed to hold back all the time because otherwise you might get hurt. Okay, and you might have even have tried to step toes out just a little bit and you did get hurt some, so it was kind of like, putting your finger, near something and getting shocked or getting burnt, like at the stove, like if it's hot, and then you being afraid to touch it again. It's that kind of energy where you guys are afraid to go out and do something again because you're afraid of getting burnt. You're afraid of getting things in chaos. You're afraid of things getting messed up. And that's what's truly blocking you. This might be a really deep-seated thing, by the way. It might be so deep-seated that you almost don't even recognize that it's there. It might be something you have to kind of really look at and kind of really look at your life and pay attention to see if this is what's really there for you guys. But what I'm seeing here is that energy that you have, that natural protectiveness, that natural grounding, that natural ability to protect yourself from things is how you're going to be able to reach the things that you want. Because if you are willing to take that energy and that strength, because the Queen of Spades is a very strong individual, so is the Queen of Wands. If you can take that and take some of the emotion out of it, because there is some emotion involved here, we do have some emotions that are affecting this. If you take that equation out just a little bit and back that off and go, okay, I'm going to take a chance. I am going to make that step forward to see if it'll work out okay. Knowing that you have this natural protection, knowing that you're not going to purposefully do anything to hurt yourself or put you in a situation that's going to hurt you. And by knowing that and knowing that you have really strong armor and really strong passions, that you can reach these goals. You can go forward. You can do that. So that is the whole energy I'm getting here. We will be looking at charms as well to see if there's anything else that we can discern from this. We'll also do oracle spheres too, where you can ask a yes or no type of question and maybe get an answer to it. And that might help you out some as well with this. But let's go ahead and do the charms first. Okay. All right, we have the number 7 energy. I really like that. 7 denotes some change, but it also is a connection with spirit, and dealing with spirit and your passions in that way. And with the Wands energy you had, the Moon energy, and the 7, I think it would be very important for you guys to rely on your intuition, your connection with spirit, your intuition, that kind of thing, because I think that will help you succeed in what you would like to get. We do have a few cards here. Let's see if we can get an idea of what these might be about. We have the 3 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, and the 9 of Hearts. Okay, the 9 of Wands, once again, is another semi-protective energy in some ways. The 7 is especially, but the 9 can be as well a little bit. So once again, I do see you guys as wanting to protect yourselves against things. But the 3 of Pentacles can show good learning. It's a good time to learn. It's a good time to start stepping out and learning things and taking that first step. Which is great because every journey starts with one step is one of your messages here. And that's kind of where I was talking about earlier, where just taking that first little step forward, taking that first thing. You are protected. We do have the protected thing here. And so you are protected. Spirit's going to help protect you here. You also have that natural armor that I was talking about. So you are protected. You don't need any more protection to be able to reach what you want. You have all that you need. As a matter of fact, you need to back off some of the protection because it's overkill. It's too much. It's keeping you from going forward. It's keeping you from, reaching your goals and going back. We also have the Wonderland, which I find very interesting that you had that with the protected, because it just kind of shows to me that you have a Wonderland at your fingertips. You have, the whole gamut journey. We have the world. You have everything there that you could possibly want coming. We do have the hope symbol, which I kind of like because for you guys, I think hope is very important. I think having hope that things can work out okay and that you can get through it is very important. We also have the Scorpio energy, which I find very intriguing here because it deals a lot with the hidden and the unknown and secrets and some of that kind of stuff. And I get the feeling for a lot of you guys, some of this wounding, some of this things we were talking about that were holding you back, the feelings, I feel are very deeply rooted, deeply seated, almost hidden or secretive. Like I said, you may not even realize it's there. Okay? I feel like it's a very deep-rooted, very deep-seated thing, and that it's almost hidden. Or there's some hidden facets to it that maybe even are hidden from you, that kind of thing. There also might have been just some hidden secrets involved with some of this, or some people's hidden agendas. Also, I also feel like the one card we had, the Queen of Swords card, mentioned something about somebody having secret feelings for you. And it is possible that there's somebody out there that does have those kind of longings, and maybe you haven't been able to see it because of that natural protection that you've been carrying forward and doing something with. So for a few of you, this is, letting you know that, hey, there's somebody out there, might be worth checking out or looking into more or doing something with. So that's just kind of out there for you guys, okay? That's just kind of the energies I was getting from those. We also have the grapes, which is kind of ultimate abundance and health and other things. And the swan is just, to me, a symbol of reaching your full potential. We do have an LMR, which could be initials. They could stand for specific words, might pop into your head when you see those, that kind of thing. So I kind of let you guys kind of work that through yourselves on any messages you might get specifically from the letters. All right, let's go on to our oracle spheres. And how this works is you think of a yes or no type of question that you'd want to get an answer to, and then you pick a stand for your answer to appear on. We have silver, purple, green, and blue. And we're going to go get our answers, but I'm going to give you a second here to think of a question that you would like to, get an answer for. And then we'll get our answers. Number 1, gray, is a not now. Number 2, lavender, is also a not now. Interesting. Number 3, green, is a no. And then a number 4, blue, is a very likely. All right, so there's our Oracle Sphere answers. We have silver, not now, purple, not now, green, a no, and a blue, very likely. So there's our Oracle Sphere answers for this reading. Wow, guys, I hope there was something here that you can do something with and be able to get past those blockages and move forward and start achieving the things that you'd like to do. That could be really awesome. I would remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Don't forget to check out our other videos. We have lots of timeless tarot readings on lots of topics out there. So check those out. Don't forget to leave links in your social media accounts for the channel so your friends and family can also check out the channel. And leave us a like and comments in the comments section. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this reading and what's going on for you guys. So if you do that, that would be awesome as well. We do put out videos every week, so we do look forward to seeing you again. And look, may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. Okay, you guys are the ones that chose the anchor and kind of the pink stone here. I'm going to move that off to the side. We will be looking at our tarot cards here. And also, I have a new deck that I've not used in a reading yet. It's kind of a witch's fortune-telling deck. It has different things on it. It's used a little differently. I'm going to be shuffling them on camera because I wanted to be able to use all of the cards for all 3 of the readings. So bear with me when I do that. Hopefully that won't take too long and won't be too distracting for you guys. Some people like that, so hopefully that'll be something good for you guys. We will also look at charms a little bit later, as well as our oracle spheres. Now remember, this reading is on what is blocking you from achieving your goals and what you would like to see happen, where you'd like to go, and it'll hopefully also give you some advice on how to fix that. All right, we have the 5 of Hearts, the 4 of Spades, or sorry, Pentacles, or Diamonds. Where I was getting spades from. I'm having trouble today saying something different than what's on the cards. It's almost like my mind is on its own path today and seeing its own thing. All right, the 3 of Clubs. All right, we will be looking at those here in a moment, but I want to put some tarot cards around them as well so we can get an idea of what we got going here. All right. We have the 9 of Cups. We have the Moon. And then we have the Page of Cups. And then we have the Hanged Man. We have the 7 of Swords. The 6 of Pentacles. And then the Bird card. Okay, so give me just a moment here to reflect, because nothing is jumping out. Like, I'm not getting like one thing just going, oh my gosh, here it is. So I need to reflect just a little bit so I can let the feelings come through here of what you guys need to hear about this. Okay. First of all, I'm going to read the Gypsy cards, what's written on them. They have some kind of cryptic little sayings sometimes. Sometimes they pertain to cards that are around them. In this case, it may not make much sense because we didn't do a total spread as far as those cards go. But we'll read what they say here. One of the things I told Pile 1, and I'm going to tell you guys as well, is each of the cards have numbers on them for what number they are in the deck. This one's number 2, number 27, and number 5. If any of those numbers resonate with you, if you have been seeing them a lot, if you get a certain feeling when you hear it or see that number, something like that, I would recommend going out and typing in angel number or whatever it happens to be on the internet and finding out more about it, because that number might be telling you guys something specific, or there might be a specific message there for you. So if you have that gut feeling about any of these numbers, also the number 12 on the bird card as well, if those have any kind of meaning for you or resonate with you in any way, I would recommend doing that. Okay, so let's read what each of these say first of all. We have the 5 of Hearts, which 5s normally, first of all, indicate change. So that's the first thing. It is Hearts, so it is the Cups card, so that sometimes might indicate not seeing something being offered to you as well. or not looking on the bright side of things at least. Okay, so let's see what it says here. The moon, when near, is a good omen. It predicts fortune. When distant, is exposure of your secrets. Okay. That's why it's showing the moon here. All right, we've got the number 4. And it's the 4 of diamonds. That's the 4 of pentacles. It's an earthly number. That's kind of a stable number, but it's also one of protection and hoarding. So we'll kind of look into that as well. But the number 27, the dog, if near, represents true friends. If distant and surrounded by clouds, beware of unsuspected enemies. Okay, so far these are just dealing with cards that are near them, which is not making much sense for you guys, so we don't need to worry about that too much. All right, we also have the 3 of clubs here, which is the 3 of wands. It's the number 5 card, and it's the tree. Good health, near flowers, fulfillment of highest hopes. Okay. And that's interesting. Okay. I do see here one of the things that's an energy for your reading a little bit is I do think there's an external force, like a person that might be causing you some sort of difficulties. I get the word gossip comes to mind. You know, talking about you behind your back kind of energy. And this is interesting too because it talks about the moon, and it's further away in the reading, and how that could talk about somebody exposing secrets and whatever. We have the birds, which is a communication card, but I see them as, you know, chirping at each other and talking, and that's where the gossiping is kind of coming from there, and kind of seeing things there. And of course, the dog represents loyalty and true friendship. So you may have some true friends and somebody who's really hanging in there with you, but I do feel like with the 7 of Swords here and all that, there is an indication that one of the things that's blocking you is actually something that is not internal to yourself. It is not, you know, an attitude that you have or something that you're doing. I mean, there may be some of that in here as well, which we'll talk about in a minute. But one of the things that is blocking you from obtaining what you'd like to have, and this is especially for those of you who are wanting to get ahead in your career or at work. This isn't necessarily a career reading or a love reading or anything like that. But I am getting the feeling that this does pertain, that particular message anyway, that particular blockage is pertaining mostly to your goals in relation to your career or work. And that somebody or group of somebodies, but probably just one person is kind of instigating it all at least, is kind of talking bad about you. They're gossiping about you when you're not around. They're saying things that aren't true. They're putting bugs in people's ears about how you may slack off of work or take shortcuts or try to steal other people's ideas, or these are just examples. These are just things that are kind of coming to mind that they may do or may try to say or do about you. But that's kind of the energies I'm getting, is that there's somebody out there who doesn't want you to succeed, and they are doing their best to hinder that. Okay? That kind of blockage is a little difficult to deal with because it is hard to kind of fight off somebody who's against you in that way. I do feel like it can be done, however. I do feel like you can. First of all, I do feel like you do have somebody loyal on your side. There is somebody who would work with you and for you, if you can figure out who that person is. Um, because I think that if you had that person on your side, you could get past this just a little bit. I think the person who's kind of going against you is slightly smug in their attitude. They feel like they've got it all. They feel like they kind of got you on the ropes. They kind of got you hanging. And that they're pretty proud of themselves. They're pretty happy with what they're doing. They know exactly what they want. They know exactly where they're going with it. They're trying to expose secrets. You may have told them some secrets, and they may be twisting them and turning them around or working against you with those secrets. That's kind of the energy I'm getting here with those guys. Because the moon deals with secrets and that kind of thing, and I do think it's possible that you may have let some secrets go, or that you may have told some people some things in confidence, and then they've kind of gone through and not utilized those to the best. We do have a little bit of energy here of following your intuition and your connection with spirit, and that they can help you out. So what I'm kind of getting with that is, if you can follow your intuition of how best to handle things, you might be able to, first of all, kind of discern who this might be. And then when you do that, you might be able to get some good inspiration as to how to deal with that, how to overcome it, how to get past that gossipiness and the things that they're saying, so you can achieve what you'd like to have. I do think that can be done. I do think you might need to look at things from another perspective, from a different way than the way you've been looking at them, because I think you're not seeing things clearly because you're looking at it the right way, up basically, instead of up from a different angle. And sometimes if we look at things from different points of view or different ways, that helps us see things differently. And then the answers will come to us easier and better. And I feel like that's kind of where you guys need to go as well. So that's the energies I'm getting from the cards. I honestly thought there might be some other things coming through. That maybe, there was something that you guys were doing or stopping yourself or in some ways. But honestly, for this reading specifically, and for the thing that you're thinking about specifically that you would like to obtain, or a goal that you've been trying to reach or whatever, I do feel like it is this external energy that is blocking you the most from achieving it. There could be some other minor things that, aren't very big, and that once you get past this bigger hurdle, they'll kind of just go by the wayside, is kind of the energy I'm getting here. But that mostly it is that there is somebody working against you. There's somebody telling your secrets. There's somebody twisting things around. There's somebody wanting to stop you from succeeding. There's somebody who, is talking about you behind your back and just, doing what they can to sabotage you for whatever reason. And that's just kind of the energy and the feeling I'm getting here. So hopefully you guys will be able to discern who it is and come up with a really good plan to kind of thwart them or get them to stop doing that, so that people that are important in this decision making, people that might make a difference in your life in promoting you or in giving you a better job or better wages or whatever it is that you're hoping to do there, won't listen to them, or will not pay attention to them, when they do talk to them. So that's what you got to accomplish. That's what the obstacle you need to overcome to get there. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the feelings I'm getting with that. I'm not really getting any other messages except for make sure that you connect with spirit and your intuition on this, because that will help guide you to the loyal person in your life that can help you, and also to lead you to the one who's doing faults against you, so that you can take care of that as well, and fix it and make it so that they don't do that anymore. Or that at least if they do, it doesn't matter, because whoever's listening to them will stop listening to them. Okay, so that's kind of the energy I got there. There wasn't really anything else that came through on this particular pile. Yeah, like I said, if you in the introduction, if you are pulled to more than one pile, you should watch more than one. So maybe this is just a specific blockage that you guys need to find out about, and maybe there's some other stuff stopping you or hindering you there as well, which the other things might help with that. Otherwise, this just might be the one blockage that you guys need to deal with, and and then that'll be your hurdle, and you've kind of gotten past it. So that's up to you guys, whatever resonates with you on that, and however that feels for you. We will go ahead and look at our charms, however, in case there's other blockages that might come through, or other advice on how to deal with it. And then we'll also do our oracle spheres, where you can be thinking of your yes or no question that you'd like to get an answer to. Okay, so let's give our charms a really good shake up here. Okay, we have the number 3, which is a good community energy. It's also a good creative energy. You also have the 3 of diamonds here as well. And the 3 of swords. So when I see those 3s, now this 3 of swords could mean, once again, heartache and backstabbing kind of energy as well. But when I see the 3s in your case, I see a good creative energy. I see a good karmic energy and that kind of thing. So that's just, something for you to think about that you have available to you. Okay, we do have another 7. The 7 of Cups. So once again, that can denote change. It's also a little bit of your connection with spirit, that kind of thing. We do have a couple of 8s. I like 8s, and 8s also, once again, deal with, for me, when I see them, a lot with finances and career, and reaching those kind of goals as well. So I still really feel like for a lot of you guys, this is a financial and career type of related event. So I want, for you to kind of think of that, to make sure that that resonates with you with this. Okay, and then also in the cards, we had the 6 of clubs and the Queen of clubs. Now, what I like about those energies is energies, once again, I feel like your connection with spirit's kind of really important here. I believe you need to, because we also have the feather. We also have the moon again, which, once again shows your intuition. It shows, the mysterious and the connected there. So, what I'm getting with that whole energy there for you guys is it's really important to connect with your with spirit and with that energy that spirit provides, and that kind of thing. Okay. The other thing, also we have the salamander. So once again, I think it's important to pursue the things that you're passionate about and that you care about, because it is that fire energy. Also, I kind of see it in connection with the person who's speaking out against you and the anger that you might feel because of that, or maybe even the anger that they're feeling, because, they might have a reason for this. They may feel cheated or slighted in some way, and that's why they're talking out bad against you as well. We do have the snake here, which does kind of show there is a snake in the grass. There is somebody who is working against you from that point of view. So that is important to think about. But we also have some other charms that show some good things here. We have protected. Once again, you are being protected by Spirit. Spirit will help protect you with this. They will help move you forward here as you're going to feel more and more vulnerable when you find out, what they've been saying and what's happening. It will make you feel that way. But just know that Spirit's there to help you with that. I do like a couple of other things here. We have dream, which is pretty important. I think it's very important to have hopes and dreams and things that you'd like to obtain. We do have the Rudolph and the seahorse, and I consider those unique creatures, different creatures. People that have, they have their own special abilities, their own special contributions to their society and to the world. And I feel like tapping into your uniqueness is really important here as well, because you guys are unique. You guys do have something to offer that other people haven't seen before, or that would help them greatly. I think you've been a little shy about presenting that, or to bringing it out, or to letting you see it. And of course, you've been having this person that's been trying to work against you some, so I think that's been kind of holding you back. But I do think now is the time to show your uniqueness and your flair and your style and how cool you are. Because we do have the young and strong, which, it just means feel young and strong in your endeavors. You do have the world here, which I like because it just shows that you can obtain that. You can get there. We do have some harmony and some other seashell with the pearl. So once again, it's a rare find. It's something different. There's not a pearl in every shell, and so finding that is kind of cool and special. So I like that. Also, we have the key to luck here, which is kind of cool. So I guess maybe right now you have a key going for you, which is good. Just figuring out what that is maybe is a little harder, so you guys might have to think about that a little bit. But there you go, you've got that. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our oracle spheres. If you're unfamiliar with these, is basically what you do is you think of a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to, and then you pick a stand for your answer to be on. We have silver, lavender, green, and blue. And then you pick your stand, and then we'll get our answers for each stand. All right, so the number one, silver. Is a very likely. Number 2, purple, is a not now. Number 3, green, is a very likely. And then a number 4, green, is a not sure. That could be the question wasn't very clear, or some things have to play out first before an answer can be given because it might change the outcome. So there's our oracle sphere answers for this reading for this week. We have silver, very likely, purple, not now, green, very likely, and blue, not sure. Whew, guys, that was an interesting one, how that reading went. I thought there'd be more to it than that. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share us on your social media so that other people can check you out. Hit the bell icon once you subscribe. That way they can be notified. You can be notified of future videos when they come out. Also, don't forget to check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot on lots of topics, so give those a try. We look forward to seeing you guys again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the green stone with the ship here, we will be looking at your tarot cards, and we also have another deck I'm going to use today, which is a different deck than what I've used before. It's a witch's fortune-telling deck. I've not used it before, but I felt compelled to use it for this reading, so I'm going to do that. I will be shuffling these on camera, so hopefully it won't take too long or bore you guys too much with that. We will be doing that. We'll also be doing our charms and our oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of your yes or no type of question that you can get an answer to as well. Remember, this reading is on what is blocking you from achieving your desires, your goals, what you're trying to manifest. Oh, goodness gracious, that didn't work out so good. My shuffling skills are not always the best here. Okay, so remember, it's on those things there, like what's blocking you, what you might be able to do to fix it or change it, that kind of thing. So go through and pick out cards that stand out to me. So there we go. All right, we have the Ace of Hearts, the Jack of Diamonds, and the Two of Hearts. These cards also have some sayings on them that we'll be reading here in just a little bit. But I want to lay out the tarot cards around them first before I do that. Also, what I will say here, I've said it for the other two readings and piles as well, that each of these cards have specific numbers on them, which are their numbers of what they are in their deck. There's number 11, number 14, and number 19. If those numbers resonate with you in any way, shape, or form, or if they have, if you've been seeing them a lot lately, or in some other way they're calling out to you, I would recommend going out to the internet and looking up angel number, and then type in the number that you're thinking about there to get any extra messages that might be for you, or anything else that you might need to look at or look into more deeply, because that might be just an extra message for you guys, okay? All right, let's take a look at our tarot cards. We have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Judgment. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups. We have the Justice card. I always find it interesting when Judgment and Justice show up in the same reading. The King of Wands. The Chariot. And then the number 26 book. I'll put this over here on the side here. All right, let me think here of, as I'm going to read these out loud here first too, before we get into the reading too deep. I like to do that the first here so you guys can kind of get the energies from that. Okay, let me read these first, and then we'll see what the general energies of the cards are saying here. First of all, this is the Ace of Hearts, which aces are new beginnings, new starts, and that kind of thing. So that might be something telling here in a minute. But also it's the number 11 card, which is also two ones together, which is also new starts, new beginnings. But number 11 in itself is a master number, so it might be an important number for you guys. All right, the Fox in close proximity, august distrust of acquaintances who are seeking to betray you. If he's distant, then there's less danger. So I don't think we have any foxes here to worry about, so not too concerned about that. These cards do sometimes have messages that are a little cryptic. They talk about other cards that are near them in a spread and that kind of thing, and those kind of messages won't necessarily pertain to this particular reading. Okay, number 14. The rider is a sure sign of good news unless alongside of a 6, 8, 11, or 13. Okay. number 2 of hearts, which is the 19 card, is this card represents the gentleman whose fortune is being told. And like I said, that won't necessarily pertain. This could be for women as well as men. And all the other cards affect it to a degree in accordance to their relative proximity. When a gentleman's fortune is being told, number 18 has no significance in the layout. Okay. That's interesting. So, I said if there's a gentleman's fortune being told. So, if you're not a gentleman, that shouldn't mean a lot to you there. Okay. So, those particular messages aren't necessarily anything super, something you would need to pay attention to. They relate more to a specific spread with these cards. In this case, I think utilizing the ace and the 2 of hearts and the jack of diamonds might be a little bit more beneficial. As well as the fox symbol. I think that can be kind of important here as well. Okay. You have some interesting cards here. And I'm really trying to see. The only thing that comes to mind that Spirit's trying to tell me on this at the moment, and I'm hoping once I start talking, some more stuff might come, because the only thing I'm getting in mind is something that's not a very big block, so I don't think it's affecting you greatly. Is you guys are worried about what others might think of you or what you might do. You're very much kind of an introvert. I really kind of get that feeling a little bit, but you also worry a little bit about what people think and what you want to do what's right, and what's correct, and what you're very earthy energy. You very much want to you're in control of your emotions. You're in control of a lot of stuff in your life. You kind of hold on to things kind of tightly, and so you're afraid a little bit of kind of the letting go part. You're afraid a little bit. This is similar energies to pile 1. So if you were drawn to that pile, you might watch that pile as well. But it's similar but slightly different in the way that for you guys it's more of a... I want to think of how I want to put this that will make sense and also resonate with you in such a way that you can go with it. You guys are afraid to take chances. You and I think whatever it is that you're wanting that led you to the reading, or whatever it is that you were thinking of when you saw the reading that you would like to obtain or that you would like to go for, you're a little bit afraid of that newness, that taking the first step, that taking the chance requires to make that happen. And so because of that, I believe that you kind of stay within yourselves. You kind of you're afraid of the outcome. You're afraid of losing control. You're afraid of what others might think. You're afraid of taking a chance because you don't know the outcome, so it's a little worrisome for you. But mostly you like to know what's happening. You like to be in control. You like to the way I can kind of explain it is like this Chariot card. The Chariot card often will symbolize moving forward at great speeds very quickly, possibly out of control, possibly not, able to control the events and all because things are going through so quickly and so fast, the way the Chariot goes through the sky. This particular Chariot card, though, they're on the ground. They're not flying in the air yet. He's in great control of what's happening and what's going on. And I believe you guys like that. You like that balance in your life. You like that control. You like being on top of your emotions and being on top of what's happening and kind of just things going along. And so if anything requires you to get out of your comfort zone, if anything requires you to do something that you're not sure of the outcome, or it's scary to you because it's new and it's different, if anything requires that kind of commitment on your part, that kind of moving forward, you're afraid to do so. You tend to hold back because you like being in control. You're afraid of losing control. You're afraid of losing the direction or the plan that you had, or this and that and the other. And I believe that whatever it is that you're trying to work towards and gain and move forward requires a little bit of risk taking. It requires a little bit of leaping into the unknown, or taking a leap of faith, or it requires losing control slightly, where you may not know the exact outcome of your actions, or you may have to rely on not necessarily tried and true sort of things, but more of being a little bit more adventurous, being a little bit more exploratory, being a little bit more not so much in control of everything all the time, letting loose of that just a little bit. So whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, think about the situation a little bit. I get the feeling you guys are planners. You guys are people that like to plan things out. You like to follow a plan. You like things to go according to plan. You like things to, go along the way that you're going, and you don't like things to stray from that too much. And you probably have made, I almost see you guys as being the kind of people that make up 5-year boards and doing this whole, I want to do this and then accomplish this and then accomplish that, and I'm going to do this. And that's really great. That's a really good way to work towards the things that you want in life. And I really think that you should keep doing those things. But we need to be able to alter that plan if the original course that we were on gets knocked off course a little bit, or gets, okay, I'm going to take you guys' symbol that you chose into account here just a little bit to give you guys an idea. You chose the ship. Ships go out. They have one destination. They start out from one place and they're planning on going another. They have a route mapped out and a way that they plan on going. And generally, they're probably going to get there that way. And they're probably going to do that. But there are some things along the way that could change or alter their course. And which they will need to make course corrections or do other things. Or they might even get totally blown off course and end up an entirely different destination than where they expected to go, and then they have to deal with that situation as it comes along. It might even be a better location for, for all you know, you might discover a whole new world doing that. So by being willing to work with things not always going to plan, to be willing to maybe go off course just a little bit and go, okay, I'm on my ship and I want to go here, 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 but this island over here looks kind of interesting. I think I want to stop over here and explore this a little bit. Or, gee, maybe if I go this route, Another example is, back in the day, they had certain routes to get to their shipping routes, and that they were, wanting to utilize them, but they also wanted easier, better, faster ways to get there. And they thought there might be ways to do that. And they were willing to take a chance to figure out new ways to get there. And in the process, they discovered worlds they didn't know about and other things that really opened up, new avenues for them. So that's kind of the energy I'm kind of wanting to portray to you guys, is that sometimes going out on a different course than what you expected, sometimes willing to be a little less in control, be a little less, anxious about everything always being proper and in balance, and doing what it's supposed to do, and be willing to go out there and take that risk. By being willing to do that, you will probably be able to accomplish your goal, and probably in ways that you didn't even expect. Or maybe even not even get to the goal that you're trying to do, but maybe have something wonderful come along that's even better in the meantime. And a better, different goal can show up. Life has a way of doing that sometimes. Sometimes we have a goal of where we want to go and what we want to reach, but actually that isn't exactly the best place for us to be, or there's something better along the way if we do something slightly different that might show up, if we're not so dead set on getting to the one place that we wanted to go the way we wanted to get there. So that's kind of the energy that I'm seeing for you guys. That's the energy that I'm getting, is that being willing to lose control slightly, be willing to give up control just a little bit, being able to kind of follow wherever the winds are going to take you a little bit and see where that leads. Take the path unknown. Don't be so afraid and so worried about doing that kind of thing. that should help you lead you to either what you've been trying to accomplish and what you've been trying to do, or it might lead you to something even better. So that's kind of the energy that I'm getting here, is that be willing to start out and do something differently than the way you had originally planned to do so, or be willing to change up your plans if life shows you that direction and puts you slightly different. Don't try to keep forcing it into one type of pigeonhole, into one type of direction and one direction only. Be willing to maybe look at the opportunities around you and see other things that might be available to you. Knowledge is kind of important in this. I wanted to let you guys know that with the book energy over there. I think learning some new things, looking into new things, maybe seeing things from a different angle or perspective, because of getting new knowledge, might help see you through slightly differently as well. So that might be some advice for some of you guys, and maybe looking into learning more about whatever it is that you're wanting to do, or the direction that you're wanting to go. Okay, so let's go on to our charms. Charms might give us some other ideas on how to work through this, or blockages, or that kind of thing. So we're going to look into that. And then we'll also do our Oracle Sphere, so you can get an answer to your yes or no type of question. Okay, let's give our charms a really good shake up here. And get our charms. Okay, this popped out early on. Once again, it's that Two of Wands. It's that balanced energy. It's that, deciding which path to go on, planning things out. You guys are great planners. I keep seeing that. We have some other cards here, quite a few actually. We have the Ace of Diamonds. So once again, I see with the Ace of Hearts and the Ace of Diamonds, I see you guys needing to start out on a new direction, change course a little bit, be willing to change things up and start anew. We also have the Seven of Wands energy. We have the Five of Spades. Those are change energies. Once again, I see things, changing up would be really, really good. We have the Queen of Spades, which is, kind of that rock steady person. We do have the Brave, so I did think it was important for you guys to be brave, be willing to go forward and do something there. We also have the Dream, so be willing to dream, be willing to follow your dreams, be willing to do stuff with your dreams. We do have the Skull and Crossbones, which in your guys' case, I do see that as you guys still being worried about outcomes and pirates and the unknown and people taking things from you and that kind of thing. So just know that you don't necessarily need to be worried and aware of that kind of stuff. We do have some letters here. They spell pop, P-O-P, which could mean something specifically to you guys. We also have an I here on the end, iPop, or Poppy. Those could be initials. Those could be starts of words for you guys. Those could be, other messages coming to you when you see those. So I'm going to let you guys work on that on your own. We do have the Gemini energy, which I really like because Geminis like to explore lots of new things. They jump from one thing to another. They don't necessarily stick on one path for a really long time because they get bored kind of easily. And so I see you kind of learning a lesson from that energy of being willing to, move forward and do that. You also have the Pisces energy, which I like as well, because we did talk about you guys a little bit on following Spirit's guidance a little bit. We also have the cross. We also have the dove messages. So I kind of see with that, Pisces has a lot of energy with Spirit. And being able to follow, a spiritual path or being able to get messages from Spirit. And so I really feel like Spirit is willing to help guide you through this if you're willing to listen to the messages that they give you to help you along in this journey. They're willing to help give you a roadmap and help you go on and do that. We do have the Snowflake, which I like because it kind of shows uniqueness and being different and being willing to see things from differently. We also have the Balloons, which is great because it's kind of the energy of letting go, being free. If you set a balloon off, on its own, it's going to fly and float forward and let the wind currents take it where it's going to go. And that's kind of the energy I saw for you guys already, is that's kind of what you need to do, is kind of, let go just a little bit and kind of follow the currents and follow where things are going. So that's kind of the energy I'm seeing for you guys on that. Let's go through and look at your oracle spheres. And basically how this works is you think of a yes or no type of question that you can get an answer to. And then we have 4 different stands that the answers can appear on. We have silver, purple, green, and blue. And so you pick which stand you'd like your answer to appear on. And then we go and we get the answers. So we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, number 1, silver is a very likely. Sometimes they take a minute. Number 2, purple is a not likely. Opposite ends of the train there. And number 3, green is a very likely. Interesting. And then blue, number 4, is also a very likely. All right, that's interesting. So we have silver is very likely, purple is not likely, green is very likely, and blue is very likely. So the answer for most of you guys is very likely. So that's pretty cool. All right, so that's our Oracle Sphere answers for the reading for the week. I hope you guys had some messages that came through and resonated with you, made sense, and that you guys can do something with that to help you achieve your goals and your dreams. Because I, want everybody to succeed and do well and be happy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Check out our other videos. We have lots of timeless tarot readings on lots of topics that could be of interest to you. Please remember to share a link to the channel on your social media account so other people can check out the channel as well. And check out our other videos when they come out. Give us a like. Leave us comments in the comments section. All of those mean a lot to us. I love seeing you guys' comments on different things and what you think about the reading. So, definitely do that if you guys get a chance. All right, guys. We look forward to seeing you again in future videos. And may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.